Well, hello there, everybody. What is up? It is your girl Rue again from Spirit Reads on Instagram. Excuse me, honey. I know I'm looking a little rough. I'm working in between shifts, sweetie. Okay, I'm getting that check, getting that paper, honey. Okay, but I'm here with you today with another video to talk about this big super flower moon that we got coming up May 7th in Scorpio. So first of all, I'm going to talk about the day that it comes on. It comes on May the 7th of 2020. And when you do that numerology, it breaks down to the number 16. And then after that, you break it down even further and it gets to the number 7. So the number 7 is about completion. And another thing that the number 7 has to do with, it has to do with it being the perfect time to overcome obstacles in your life. And that's one of the things I'll say that this Scorpio moon is really going to be shining some light on is the beginnings and the endings of things, but mostly the endings of things, because Scorpio is the sign that is ruled by Pluto, and Pluto has to do with the unknown, the endings of things, the darkness. And what I think this super full moon in Scorpio is really going to be showing us is that it is time to let go of things that are no longer serving us, period. It's time to bring the death card to it, okay? It's time to end it completely. It's time to cut off all ties. It's time to let it all go. It ain't no, oh, I'm going to let it go a little bit and then bring it back into my life a little later. Or, oh, I'm going to halfway step in to something and then halfway step out of something. No, you need to fully commit to getting rid of the things that no longer serve you, as when it comes to jobs, people, money, your home, anything that no longer serves you. You need to get rid of it. And when I say you need to get rid of it, even when I'm speaking like in job terms, that can be hard because, it's really rough out here when it comes to, your finances, keeping your job and your house. But a lot of people out there, especially us, the collective consciousness and light workers out there, you're going to be feeling really out of place if you're at some job that does not serve you, especially if you're at some job that you're not helping people or you're doing some sort of act of service for them. You ain't gonna feel right being there. And it is time for some of us to go into other professions. You know what I mean? I'll say something about me personally. I recently quit my corporate job. I was making pretty decent money there because I just felt like I was in this matrix and I couldn't get out. And it was literally taking a toll on me mentally, physically, spiritually, and emotionally. And I have a child. You get what I'm saying? So I got to make money. But something in me was telling me, and I know it was spirit and my ancestors and everybody that's helped me up there, was like, Rue, we are going to help you get through this. This job ain't for you. Have faith in quitting it, and you're a money maker. You know what I'm saying? You can make this money. Do it. And I quit my job, and I've been making money doing certain things out there, like the Door Dashes, the Instacarts, things like that, and making money just like I was at that corporate job. And that kind of has to do with that, that Pluto retrograde in Capricorn, making money in different ways, because Pluto is Scorpio, ruled. But the moral of the story is for this section, you guys, is Scorpio is about the endings of things and anything that's no longer serving you, anything that don't feel right to your soul, not to your human outside. No, what does not feel right with your soul? What don't go right with your soul and spirit? What is your gut telling you ain't right that you need to get rid of? And you need to get rid of it, or you're going to consistently stay in this state of being stagnant or state of confusion because you should have gotten rid of it during this time. This is a portal for us to get rid of this shit now. So another thing that I wanted to talk about with this Scorpio moon is about shadow work. This is a huge time for us to work on our shadow selves. And our shadow selves, you guys, is the darker sides of us. It's basically everything that we are not consciously aware of in ourselves. It's more so lies upon the subconscious. And these type of things can be like our primitive urges, rage, envy, greed, our power struggles, desire. It's those parts of ourselves that we see as negative, so we repress them and don't think about them. But what this Scorpio moon is forcing us to do right now is to bring all of those subconscious issues and emotions to the forefront so they can no longer be repressed, so we can get rid of them and die to any of the ones that are no longer serving us, like I was talking about in the beginning. But also a thing that I'll say with Scorpio is it's also bringing up the shadow self, or the more darker parts of ourself that we see as dark, but they're actually just us being human, like our sexual desires. If we're not hurting nobody, and if the person is of age and we're doing freaky things, it just is what it is. It's not a bad thing to be a sexual being, and I feel like some of us out there feel like it is because what we have been taught as a child. But we need to learn that our sexual urges, as long as we're not hurting anybody, like a minor or anybody that doesn't want it, if it's consensual, you know what I'm saying, and y'all are getting freaky, get freaky. This is the perfect time. This is Scorpio, honey. Okay, have some sex. Okay, we're human. You know what I mean? As well as anger. Okay, let's say you got angry, you very fits of rage, you're angry all the time, but you acknowledge that about yourself. Don't beat yourself up about it. Acknowledge that's how you are as a person and keep it pushing. This is a time for us to see our darker sides, see the shadow work, and do the shadow work and say, hey, these are the things that I found out about my shadow self. Okay, this one, I know I need to get rid of it. I'm not going to blame myself too much about it. I know it was wrong. Okay, I'm going to make a plan on how to be a better person and keep it pushing more. Okay, hey, look, I've thought for the longest time that me wanting to get, I mean, I'm not trying to get too graphic, but I thought for the longest time that, me liking bondage or, sadomasochism was a horrible thing because of how I was taught as a child, or maybe I just felt awkward about it. But actually you're seeing, hey, I like that shit. Somebody with me daddy, period. Okay. Okay. Or if you're a man, you know what I'm saying, you want somebody stepping on your little thing because you like it. That's what you like. Okay. Don't feel bad about it. We're all human. We have different sexual urges, but that's what Scorpio is going to be really bringing out of us during the Scorpio full moon. Our desires, our dark side, things of that nature. And also when it comes to our relationships, you might be feeling a little bit more sexual with your partner, more desiresome for your partner if they are doing all the things that they need to do. Let me put it like that. And you might be feeling like you want to give it up a little bit more to your partner and try some freaky things out there, okay? If your partner has been doing well, or you feel like bringing up these urges to your partner, maybe you never have before, this is a perfect time to bring up, the desires that you have with your partner, not even just sexual, but just your desires of your heart, the desires of what you want in your future life when it regards to home life. Anything about what you desire is going to come up a lot with your relationships. And also it's going to come up in your relationships about the things that you desire if your partner is not doing what you want them to do. If you are in a partnership with someone and they are not fulfilling your needs and wants and desires, you need to bring that up to them, because like I said, with leaving things that no longer serve you in the past, some of y'all might need to leave y'all relationships in the past, because if you keep going forward after this, Scorpio moon, and you feel like after you had those heart-to-heart talks with your partner or the people that you love, about what your desires are and what you need from them, and you still feel like they're not really, hearing you, or they're acting like they don't care about it, you might need to take the Scorpio moon to reevaluate what your desires are with that partner, and if that partner is actually for you, because they may not be, okay? They may not be, and they may not fulfill what you want them to fulfill. So don't get mad at me if you start seeing that a little bit more with the Scorpio moon, okay? But for the couples and things like that are in a good spot, this is the perfect time, like I said, to become more, sexual, be more open about your desires and the things that you want and need from a partner on a more primitive basis, as well as what you want, like I said, in the future, in the next 5-10 years. This is a great time to talk about your life goals and what you want, in the next 5-10 years with your partner, okay? Boy, what are you talking about? In the comments. Boy, bye. And the last thing I want to talk about, you guys, is Twin flames popping up big time. People of your past are going to be popping up like no big deal. They probably have already started popping up, like people that you may have had an intense relationship with in the past and it ended on bad terms, or someone who you really felt connected to and this did not work. They're going to be popping up again in your life. And the thing that I will say to some of y'all is, for some of y'all, it's dependent upon the position, okay? Because some people, when you have a twin flame, I'm just keep it real with you, that ain't gonna be that's not going to be your husband or your wife. They're just there to teach you a lesson about yourself, and as well as about how you are in a relationship. They're there to teach you some sort of lesson. And some of y'all's twin flames may also be y'all soulmates. But for the particular people that I'm talking to y'all about right now, is y'all gonna have some twin flames from the past try you to see if you're going to revert back to the past. I would say this is a great time to, if it's not stepping on any toes, if you're in a relationship or not, but this is a great time to go to that twin flame if they're reaching out to you or if they keep coming up on your mind, and having a genuine conversation about what went wrong, why did it end, what can you do better, or just in general, just get out those deep emotions that you are still harboring from the past when y'all were together. You know what I mean? So moral of the story for this part, y'all, is twin flames are going to be popping up, okay? One thing I will say about it, if y'all have a twin flame and you're not able to get in contact with them, or you think it would be toxic to get in contact with them, but they keep coming up on your mind, or they keep popping up and they want to talk to you, but you don't feel in a good space to talk to them, write a letter about it on this full moon, this full flower moon in Scorpio, y'all. Write a letter to them, pouring out your heart and your, and your soul and your feelings, and take that letter, and under the moonlight, if you can, and not burn the place down, take a lighter and light that up and let it just go out into the atmosphere. And that's the way that you can release. And that can be for anybody in your life. It doesn't have to be just particularly about a twin flame. It can be about anybody in your life that may have hurt you in your past. And writing that letter can just get all of those emotions out and out into the universe, where you can release it without having to speak it to the person. But if you can speak it to the person and on how you feel, just to get that baggage off of you, to feel more free and end it like that Scorpio moon wants you to do, and start a fresh new beginning, like the number 7 we talked about has to do with, do it, okay? It's just really a time to purge, y'all. We really got to purge, okay? And also, another thing I'll say with the relationship the Scorpio moon is having to do with is you reevaluating the people that you trust in your environment. Who are the people that are mostly around you, and how can they be trusted? Are you able to trust them? Do they got your back? Do they have a track record of having your back and being there for you when you need them? Or do they have a track record of being sneaky and you just have them in your life just cause? Scorpio moon's going to be pulling all of the dark things that have been going on out on the table, and it's up to you to look at it in the face and figure out what the heck you want to do with those relationships. So that's what I got for y'all. But let me pull some cards. I'm just going to pull one card from these decks. I'm going to do this love one. Let's see what we got going on here. Can you remember about this Scorpio moon that's going on? Scorpio moon. Okay. We got like attracts like. If you long for more love, be more loving. And that's a very beautiful card. And I guess what I see from this type of card here is that with this Scorpio moon, we need to get all of those dark, subconscious thoughts and energies and darknesses out of us, to purge them so we can make more room for more positive energy, more loving energy, more caring energy, more kind energy, as well as when we look at our dark parts of ourselves, to having more understanding energy. And when we have those types of more positive energies about ourselves, and understanding that we're not perfect, we may have had some trials and tribulations in the past, or we may have effed up in the past, but we can now let that go and move on into our better selves. we can have more room to have more likable energy, so you can attract more like and love into your own energy space with the people that come around you, or the opportunities that you have from spirit that are given to you, because you're going to be more open to more likable and lovable and more positive and higher vibrational energies. So make sure that you take that time during the Scorpio moon to really just take a deep dive into that dark well of what you consider, your darker side or your shadow self, and work on it and become a better person out of it. Because afterwards, like I said, you're going to have more beautiful energy. And with your more beautiful energy that's going on, you're going to be attracting more beautiful energy into your life. Okay? It's all about the law of attraction with this card here, y'all. And then I'm going to pull another card just for the chakras, to see something that we can maybe work on during this Scorpio full moon. What can we, work on if there's any blockages when it comes to our chakras? What can we work on during this full moon on May 7th? Okay. Holistic health. Very interesting that this comes up, and this has to do with the root chakra. And I guess what this kind of comes up to when it comes to my mind is that us being human. Okay, the root chakra has to do with us being rooted and grounded to this earth. We are human beings having a human we're a spirit being having a human experience. And the thing that we have to understand about that human experience is that we can take on energies in our life, like I was saying, like with those darker energies, and we can repress them, and it can manifest its way into different physical ailments. Like if you're burdened, you might have a back hurt, you might have your legs hurt because who knows, it could be just so many different things that are happening. And also a lot of the pelvic area too, maybe having some pain there, or heaviness or fullness there. It can be a lot going on when it comes to our holistic health. And one thing I would really highly suggest during the Scorpio moon, since we pulled this card, is to really look at the different ailments that you're having and look at the metaphysical reason as to why you may be having those type of ailments. And I'm not saying that if you feel sick, go to the doctor if you feel sick, sweetie. Okay, we got COVID out here, sweetie. Okay, but I'm just saying, if you're having like a backache, a neck ache, leg pain, shoulder pain, headaches, things like that, look at the metaphysical part of it. And another thing that's coming up in my mind, y'all, is the Kundalini. Y'all need to really start thinking about if you are going through a spiritual awakening, and if that Kundalini is about to branch out and cause you to, have a more speedy spiritual awakening. So some of y'all might be going through that too, and sometimes that can be the most comfortable thing. So moral of the story with this card, y'all, is to really take a look at those ailments, about what's going on, especially when it comes to, like the root chakra, or, where ever your body has been hurting for a while. And take a moment to look at the metaphysical reason as to why that part of your body may be hurting. And just take a look at it and just give it a shot. You know what I mean? Especially when it comes to the root chakra, y'all. Because I'm feeling some sort of like pull at the pelvis. So it might be some pelvic pain or some sciatica pain or back pain. Just take some time to figure out the metaphysical about what may be going on. Because it might be something metaphysical, y'all. Okay? So those are the two cards that I wanted to pull. I wanted to keep this kind of short. So anyways, you guys, if you would like to talk to me about this Scorpio moon, or maybe get a reading, hit me up on my Instagram at Spirit Reads. That's SPIRITREADZ. You can click that book button to make a reading, and put it on my schedule, or you can hit me up in my messages, especially if you're international. Hit me up in my messages, and I will get back to you with, my prices and things of that nature. And also, you guys, please make sure to subscribe to my channel. I'm trying to get my YouTube viewers up and all that good stuff. And make sure to like this video. And please, y'all, make sure to comment down below if anything resonated with you. I love seeing the comments down below, because I love connecting with everybody, because we're going through this thing together, y'all. So anyways, you guys, that's all I got. I will talk to you later. Bye.